We're going to do something we don't normally do in this channel. We're going to have fun today. Now, if you're not aware, the YouTuber iDubbbz created this fast food tier list not too long ago, where he just ranked a bunch of different fast food chains, ranging from Dairy Queen to McDonald's, and it was a lot of fun. So now, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm very aware that I called it character tier list, tier as in tiers. Well, as you can see, it's aptly named. So I've taken all the characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we're going to rank them based on all these categories that I have here. We've got biggest bitch in the whole universe. We've got Captain Crybabies, bitch, casual complainers, manly tears, pretty chill, and the who cares category. So let's dive right in. Okay, so before we begin, I'm going to fly by memory here. I've only seen all these movies 14 times, so, you know, I haven't quite memorized them yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with Thanos. Everybody loves Thanos. Where do I begin with this guy? So, Thanos. You got this guy who's just hell-bent on cutting everything in half, perfectly balanced as all things should be. Well, needless to say, we're going to evaluate his character, just like all these people I have here. And by the way, if I don't have your favorite character, well, I'm sorry. I mean, my God, look at all this already. This is a lot. This is a lot for little old me to handle. Anyway, Thanos. So, for the most part, this guy plays it pretty cool. I mean, goes around the universe, pretty much gets what he wants, all the way up until Endgame. By the way, there's spoilers in here, so if you haven't seen all of these movies, just stop watching, or skip to the end, or just go watch something else. Anyway, Thanos. Yeah, he pulls off his goal. He accomplishes it. He destroys the people who get in his way up until the very end of Endgame. So he gets what he wants. He's a little sad because he threw his adopted daughter into the pit, got the Soul Stone. But even then, he kind of kept some manly tears. You know, he didn't really start bawling or lose his composure. So at the end of it all, though, he was on his little planet with his little broken arm because he broke the stones, and he pretty much got killed by everybody. Okay? He got killed by a guy who's going to end up playing Fortnite. And he's just so feeble. Like, he just seems so useless at that point. And this is like Thanos at the end. You know, after everything's done. You know, he's there trying to cook his fruits, just living in this little hut. That's pretty pathetic if you ask me. So, at the end of it all, I would say he's the biggest bitch in the whole universe. I'm going to put him there. Because he caused a lot of trouble and made a lot of enemies. Pretty big bitch. Alright, let's move on. We got a lot of work to do here. Alright, Tony. Let's talk about Tony Stark. Here is a mere mortal. This man on Earth. Smartest guy, probably. Probably the smartest guy alive. He's a lot smarter than you. Let's see, he does a lot of casual complaining. And that's just him trying to cope with the fact that, hey, there's aliens now. There's guys out there coming down here, and I don't like that. Okay, we have to defend Earth. He's always complaining about how we have to defend Earth. We have to protect the things that we love. He's not really a crybaby. Not really a bitch. Kind of a douche, but definitely not a bitch. I would definitely put Tony in casual complainer. Like, especially at the end of Endgame. Like, yeah, sure, everything worked out for him, but everyone else wanted their best friends back. But he's already got his daughter and all that good stuff. So, he was also complaining about that, saying, basically, guys, you go and do your thing. I'm going to stay right here. And he complained while he was doing it. So he's a casual complainer. Okay, we're going to move on to Angry Hulk. Angry Hulk, you know, every time this guy's on screen, he's pretty much just breaking everything in sight. I'm not going to spend too much time with it. He's Angry Hulk. He's a bitch. He's just a bitch. Which brings us to Good Hulk. And I say Good Hulk because this is pretty much just Mark Ruffalo. This is Mark Ruffalo. I know the two, like, Hulk and what's his name? Bruce Banner. They're supposed to be, it's supposed to be tantamount or something, but at the end, I really think it's just Bruce Banner or Mark Ruffalo in the Hulk's body. Like, there's nothing Hulk about this, at least mentally. So, let's talk about him. He's a pretty cool guy. Like, even when Black Widow died by falling like a bitch to her death, you know, I think he just threw a chair like Steve-O, and that was it. He was like, ah, mad, but whatever. You know, even when they have something as crazy as time travel, he's just like, hey guys, time travel. And he's just standing there sounding like Wreck-It Ralph, time travel. He keeps his composure pretty well. Even in the end, I think he made a comment, the end of Endgame, I think he had mentioned how he tried to use the stones to bring her back, and he's like, well, we tried to bring her back, but bummer, guys, didn't work. Oh well, let's send Captain back in time. This guy's gonna get, see, I'm hinged on pretty chill and manly tears. And when I say manly tears, I mean, these are the guys, they get sad, but, you know, they do it like a boss, like a real gentleman. He's also pretty chill. I mean, he's just there at the Denny's, just taking pictures with all these kids, having a good time. And again, I'm chalking him up at the very end of his journey, his characterization at the end of this whole series. I think I'm going to put him between manly tears and pretty chill, because that's just the kind of guy he is. All right, let's move on to Star-Lord. Oh my God, Star-Lord. This guy's a great big bitch. You know what? They almost had Thanos. A lot of this stuff wouldn't have happened if he wasn't a little bitch. Okay? He killed his little girlfriend. He goes up to him. He's like, oh, screw you, dude. And he just ruined everything. Yeah, he's a bitch. Great big bitch. Move along. Captain America. Captain America. I want to call him a casual complainer because he's always complaining about doing the right thing. And he's always trying to do the right thing, even though things seem hopeless and grim. But, you know, despite losing the most, like a lot of his life, especially, and his friends and loved ones, he still maintains his composure. He never really breaks down. He just gets things done. I'm going to go ahead and put him in manly tears, because that's about where he belongs. All right, moving on. Boy, we got a lot of work to do here. All right, Nick Fury. This is Nick Fury. I mean, this guy assembles this team of Avengers to save the world. And he's pretty cool while doing it. He loses an eye, he gets shot with a slug, and he still gets up and says, hey, we got stuff to do. And you know what? He shows up at the very end of Endgame. Pretty much, he's the boss. He doesn't have to do anything else at that point. He already assembled the team. His employees are doing their thing. Roll to save. I'm at the funeral. If you ask me, that's pretty chill. Okay, let's move on to Thor. Let's see. You know, Thor lost a lot, so I'm not going to go too hard on him. I mean, genocide of his people. I mean, his parents died. It's really tragic. But he really let himself go. And I don't want a big body shame, because I know everyone's got a big beef with that. But he got a big body. And I think he was playing Fortnite. And I don't know if you're paying attention to current affairs, but Fortnite, bad. So, yeah, I'm going to call him a Captain Crybaby. And like I said, a lot of bad things happen, but he really didn't handle it too well. You would think the God of Thunder could really keep his composure, but no, he ends up wearing a hoodie and playing Fortnite. They could have really made that meta if they had put a Thanos skin in that Fortnite game, but never mind that. Anyway, he's a Captain Crybaby. Even though he redeems himself, he's a big Captain Crybaby. So there you go, Thor. Scarlet Witch. You know, she didn't have the most screen time, but for the amount of time that she was on screen, again, she had a lot happen to her too. She lost her brother, and she kind of complained about getting things done. She's not a bitch. She's not a crybaby. You know what? Who cares? I just realized, who cares? Let's move on to Gamora. Okay, so Gamora, quite the go-getter, okay? Not really eager to please because Daddy already likes her a lot. Let's see, she needs Star-Lord in the nuts. She needs Star-Lord in the nuts. That's a bitch move. So she's going to go right there in the bitch category. If she had accomplished a little more, I might have moved her up to manly tears, but no, she's a bitch. Black Widow, here's a strong female character, okay? She kicks ass. You know, she doesn't take crap from anybody. And she just gets things done. You know, she was the ultimate sacrifice. They got the Soul Stone that ended up saving all this in the end. But who cares? All right, let's move on to Bucky. This is the honorary hot guy of the list. Bucky loses his arm, and he just keeps trucking on, okay? If not for being so stoic and brooding and just a really hot guy, I would call him pretty chill. But I'm going to put him up there with manly tears, because, you know, he's still got feelings. After you say the code, down, up, left, right, I forgot what it was, but He's manly tears at the end of the day. Let's move on to Hawkeye. God, Hawkeye. Hold on, let's take a look. His face looks like a rolled up ball of socks, and I don't like that at all. Let's see, his whole family got dusted, and he pretty much went in Japan and started killing everybody. Like a little bitch. And that's what he is. He's a little bitch. Always complaining. Oh, I lost my family. Whatever, dude. Okay, moving on. Black Panther. Okay, Black Panther. I'll give this guy credit, okay? He has to run this country. That for some reason stands fast to these archaic beliefs like, okay, you gotta fight to become king, despite the fact that they have the most advanced technology in the world. So I really don't understand that and what's going on there, but tradition is tradition, right? But he lost that fight. He really shouldn't have been the king anymore. And he came back and still somehow took the throne. Did a lot of complaining, but to be fair, people were invading his super private VPN country. I'm just going to call him a casual complainer, because that's really what he is. He's a casual complainer, but it's not so bad. Loki. This guy keeps tricking everybody. Everybody keeps falling for it. And you know what? Fool me once and twice and shame on someone and all that. It's all their fault, really. I mean, he is a bitch, but they keep falling for it, so that kind of makes him cool in my book. I want to say pretty chill, but he's still kind of a bitch. But I'm going to put him up there with pretty chill, because even after he gets his ass handed to him by the Hulk, he's still alive, and he's just chilling there like, okay, you got me. He's pretty chill. Doctor Strange. I should have made a douche category. Now, this guy doesn't really complain. He hasn't really exuded anything that demonstrates a manly tears example. I don't recall if he lost anyone or anything. I mean, okay, his hands, that's right. Yeah, he's a Captain Crybaby. He really kept crying about his hands. I mean, I'd be sad too, but yeah, Captain Crybaby. I almost forgot about that. All right, moving on. Ooh, okay, Shazam. Oh boy, what do I say about Shazam? This is a contentious topic, if you guys are paying attention to stuff. I'm not going to look at the actress. Forget that. Come on, guys. We're better than this. This is a strong woman who flew through a ship, and for the most part, she gets everything done. She doesn't really complain, okay? She's just linear, one-track mind, moving forward. With all that being said, who cares, okay? James Rhodey. Who cares? Okay, we're making good progress here. Vision. This guy's pretty much the perfect boyfriend. Says all the right things, does all the right things, gets with the little Scarlet Witch there, and things are great. I mean, they retrofitted this space stone onto his forehead. I don't know what that has to do with anything. I think I'm going to chalk this guy up with pretty chill. Like, even when Thanos was ripping his little space nut off his forehead, he was pretty chill about it, you know? Moving on. Oh boy. Okay, here we go. So Nebula. I'm not gonna do the whole duality paradox thing. Okay, I'm gonna take Nebula for what she was at the very end of Endgame. Okay, I know they went back in time and had this little Wi-Fi interchange thing, like she's there and suddenly she's plugged into herself. I don't know, that was really confusing for me. Anyway, lots of daddy issues, understandable, but she just handles it so poorly. Like, it's embarrassing. You know, she could pretty much kill up half the universe herself with her bare hands, and I think the biggest bitch in the whole universe, Thanos, which still wouldn't accept her, so she kind of has some course to act this way. But at the end of it all, it's just so disgraceful how she handles it, even when she's getting tortured. Like, God, what a bitch. I'm going to put her up there with Captain Crybaby, because ultimately, she's whining about her daddy not approving her. Moving on, Falcon. On again, off again. At the end of the day, he's pretty chill. That's really all I could say about him. Alright, who's next? Oh, it's Stan Lee. You know what? Stan Lee transcends these categories. No doubt about it. I'm going to put him up here. He's just going up here, okay? He is Marvel. He is God. He looks down on all these people. That's it. That's all I could do with him. Paul Rudd. This is Paul Rudd, otherwise known as the Insect Man. You know, despite being under house arrest, not seeing his daughter in like 5 years or whatever, all the people he lost, all the things that happened, he was pretty chill about it. Still kept cracking jokes and making us laugh, so good for him. Oh, God. I think we're almost, are we halfway done here? Rocket. So kind of like Gamora. Rocket's a bit of a bitch, but you know what? He gets things done. He builds things, he doesn't afraid of anything, and he flies through space. And he's a raccoon, and he still gets all that stuff done. So you know what? I want to say manly tears, because I think he choked up over Groot. You know, as much as I expect anyone to. He wasn't sobbing uncontrollably. Manly tears. Squidward. Oh, Squidward, you're such a bitch. There you go. Okay, moving on. So I had to really think about this one. Baby Groot. Okay, it's Baby Groot. He can do no wrong. Just pure innocence. Manifest. Like, imagine a 10-year-old boy and a 10-year-old daughter who worked on this song for their mom on Mother's Day, and they brought her the tears, okay, and then they got her like a box full of puppies for her present. Yeah, that's got nothing on Baby Groot. Baby Groot is going to go up here with Stanley, okay? Slightly obscure the Stanley. There you go. Pepper Potts. Oh. Now, I could be unfair and say she's a big bitch. And granted, she is. I mean, she pretty much snapped at Tony when he brought her strawberries. Okay, he forgot that she's deathly allergic to strawberries. But he brought them anyway, and she just got so mad at him. And this is like the guy, like, paving the way. He's the Elon Musk of the MCU. However, you know, Tony being the guy that he is, we don't listen sometimes. We forget things that girls say, so that was a pretty crap move. That being said, I don't blame her for being a bitch. I mean, she runs a high position. She's got a lot to do. And she has to deal with Tony. I'm going to go ahead and just put her with casual complainer. Because it's pretty realistic, the stuff she complains about. I mean, her boyfriend gave out their address, and the next thing you know, there's missiles flying at the house. That's pretty legit. Moving on. Maria Hill. Remember her? Nope. No one does. Who cares? Moving on, the Korg. Oh, I love this guy. Pretty chill. What more do I need to say? Like, even when he thinks there's apparitions in the room, he goes to kick them. He's pretty chill about it. And then he just goes back to playing Fortnite. Pretty chill. Odin. This guy's a boss. You know, got pretty sad about his wife, his people, his son, all that good stuff. And while it all happened, I would say he composed himself pretty well. We're going to give him manly tears. Justin Hammer. Pretty much anyone whose last name is Hammer and first name is Justin, they're a bitch. That's all there is to it. Jeff Goldblum. It's Jeff Goldblum. It's pretty chill. I'm gonna do the right thing here. Just put him in pretty chill. Oh my God, we're doing it. Okay, Ancient One. She complains a lot because people want to borrow the stones, but she makes a good point, and she's a pretty fearless leader. I'm gonna give her manly tears. Drax. What a funny guy. Why is he a funny guy? All I know is his whole family got slaughtered. Okay, you got this guy here. His heart's in the right place. He's got like 200 EXP, right? And he will still go and try to take on people with 10,000 EXP. Doesn't matter. He's still going to go after them, even if he gets his ass handed to him. If you ask me, that gives him the manly tears category. He's just one tough cookie. Hela. What a hell of a bitch. Go right there. Agent Coulson. I don't know if this guy's alive or dead or what. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. But for the most part, he's pretty chill. Even when he dies. So, pretty chill. Aunt May. Ew. She is old and nasty. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to do a little Thanos snap right here. There we go. Takes care of that. Wolverine. Manly tears. I don't need to say anything else. Manly tears. Let's see, who do we got? Batman. Hey, we got Batman. His parents died. Good reason to cry. He was a kid. He's always complaining about Gotham and how it has to get better. You know, he's got his little unruly sidekick, Robin, and you see him. He's always sighing and backhanding him. But it is Robin he has to deal with. You know, I want to put him between casual complainer and manly tears. That's where Batman goes. Happy Hogan. Happy Hogan. Just like Pepper Potts, he really has to deal with Tony a lot. And kids and little tiny babies. So I can understand his frustration. And he has no powers and he's overweight. Again, not trying to big body shame, but, you know, it just makes things more difficult. So, all that being said, I'm just going to call him, he's a Captain Crybaby. Yeah, he kind of complains about the stupid things. As far as I remember. I don't know, he's pretty forgettable to me. Alright, Dormammu. I think it's safe to say that this guy is literally the biggest bitch in the whole universe. Now, I'm not trying to be punny, but think about it. He kind of threw a tantrum when Doctor Strange kept going back in time and undoing his shenanigans. He kept stabbing him and he just kept coming back. It was like that little fly you keep flicking, but he just zzz, zzz, again. And he kind of threw a hissy fit about that and made a little deal. And for that, he's the biggest bitch in the whole universe. Ultron. I think this is the no strings on me guy. Trying to remember his movie. I really couldn't stand that movie. Avengers 2. I don't think he complained. I think he just said I have to kill everyone for some reason. I really forgot what his beef was. You know what? I'm pretty sure he was a bitch. Yeah, I'm just going to call him a bitch. And it boils down to this. Last but not least, Peter Parker. My God. Guys, he shed no tears when Uncle Ben passed. You don't really hear him talk about it. Okay, he breaks into these facilities and he starts dicking around with their electronics. You know, he sneaks off when he's not supposed to. He's a pretty brave guy. He sent his girlfriend's dad to prison. Okay? That's the kind of guy he is. You know what? I have to pull out a secret tear. Yeah. Peter Parker is a sociopath. Just doesn't care about the people around him. Doesn't care when they die. Doesn't care who gets sent off to prison. Goes out in the streets messing with all these weapons of mass destruction. He's a sociopath. And that's it. We made it through the entire tier list. I hope you enjoyed what I managed to make enjoyable. If you disagree with all this, that's fine. You're probably still wrong. I might be right. If you want to, you know, try to refute it, go ahead. But this is where I think everyone belongs. Thank you for watching. And that's all I got.